Well, hey, welcome back to Kitchen Tutor. This is Chef Eric. I am your culinary coach for the adventure that you're on here, and so we're going to be making chimichurrii now. I'm going to bring you right down here so I can work you out and get you in so you see what we're doing. Here we go. All right, so chimichurrii is an Argentinian condiment that's used on meat, fish, and pretty much anything else. So what it's mainly made of is herbs, garlic, some olive oil, and I'm going to add a little bit of honey, chili flake, and red vinegar. Splash of that and a little lemon zest. It's going to be beautiful. So I'm going to show you here. I've started off. I've got some parsley, Italian parsley, and cilantro and oregano. They've been picked and washed. And then to that, we'll be adding it into this food processor. So there's two ways to go about it. One of them is to do it as a kind of like a salsa, as a relish, and do it as chopped. But I'm going to puree it. That's another way to do it, is a blended, so that it is a little bit smoother. The party that we'll be doing this for is a little bit, I would assume, it'll look a little nicer in the venture that we'll be doing it with the shish kebabs that we've got going on. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some garlic and I'm going to give it a quick rough chop. These are just some peeled garlic cloves. Normal garlic. I've got maybe five cloves of garlic now. That seems plenty. We don't want it to be, it's not garlic sauce, but it's got a little bit of garlic to it. And then to that, I'm going to add in the zest of one lemon. And I'm using a microplane. That's this tool here. Microplane for using for getting the zest, just the zest off of citrus. Wonderful tool, implemented many years ago, and excellent item. I suggest if you don't have one in your kitchen, you should definitely get one, because it makes getting the zest off of a citrus so much easier than trying to do the old school or peeling it and then trying to get the pith off and all of that. As you can see, this really just clears it right up, nice and clean. There, so we're going to leave that. We're not going to add the juice. We may add a little bit of the juice, but the lemon juice it could discolor some of the herbs if left too long. So the red vinegar is a much nicer, less acidic. So to that, I'm going to add in the cilantro. To that, what it is approximately 2 cups of picked cilantro, picked and washed and picked, I should say, cilantro. If you have some of the leaves or some of the stems, the little thinner stems on cilantro are just perfectly fine to get in there. Thicker stems, the woodier, stockier ones, you don't want to have that. If there's any sort of brown that's still in there, get rid of that. Make sure that comes out. All right, then we've got the parsley. Parsley is Italian parsley. I love Italian parsley. It's much nicer than that curly parsley, but that'll work too. Either way, just make sure if with that curly parsley, it tends to not be very dry. It soaks up as you water when you rinse it. So you want to make sure you shake it and dry it really well. You don't want to add any other moisture to this, any water that is. Okay, so then the last, after the parsley, then we're going to add in this oregano, this fresh oregano that's beautiful, fresh, farm fresh oregano as well, and that's going to go right in. That's just been picked as well. Nothing too crazy with any of these herbs. They're just been picked, and for the most part, like I said, some of the thinner stems are okay, but you never want any of that stalky stem. So anything that would be a hardier herb, you want to be really careful. This oregano was really tender. So okay, so now we've got our garlic, we've got our herbs in here. Now what we need is we need a little bit of we need some flavors. And we need a little bit of vehicle and something along that line, meaning oil or liquid, so that the herbs have a way to flavor and make a sauce. So a chimichurrii, as I said, it sometimes has a little bit of sweet and a little bit of chili. So I'm going to add a little bit of honey here. This is your typical, just a little honey, raw honey. I'm adding 2 tablespoons roughly of raw honey. Maybe that wasn't, yeah, that was approximately there we go. That's 2 tablespoons. Okay, to that I'm going to add a little bit of crushed red pepper. We're going to go ahead and add just like, I don't know, about a quarter of a teaspoon of crushed red pepper, maybe a flake or two more. I like the things a little bit spicy. All right, and then with that, to all of that, we're gonna add a little red vinegar, and it's gonna be 2 tablespoons roughly red vinegar. There, let's go a little bit more. That feels like 2 tablespoons, chef. Okay, that's 2 tablespoons. And then to all of that, we're gonna add in olive oil. We're gonna be adding olive oil, approximately a cup of olive oil to all of this, and extra virgin olive oil. So in the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it started. And so in this processor, this is a little fun little tool. We all have different food processors done the same. So this is just a different, it's a Breville. It's an older style. It does my, it's a stick blender as well as it is a food processor. I got this as a gift actually from some wonderful folks for doing some wonderful things for them. And so then, we got to get it lined up, all in, ready to go. And then we'll press the start. And then we'll, wait, hold on. We've got it the backwards. No, we've got it right, chef. Oh, you're doing it right. What am I missing? Am I missing? Is it plugged in? Perhaps it is not plugged in. Plugged in?